Colorado Congressman Jeff Hurd co-sponsored the House legislation. He joins us now. Are you upset, I guess, with the president's actions, Congressman?
No, not at all, John. I support the president with respect to the key goals that he's articulated, that he articulated on the campaign trail: onshoring critical manufacturing, growing American jobs, ensuring fair trade, expanding sales of U.S. goods abroad. I just think we need to make sure we do it in the right way. And Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution is clear on this. Congress has primary authority with respect to tariffs.
Well, Congress doesn't seem to be able to agree on much of anything. It's a pretty divided House and Senate these days. How do you expect Congress to be able to set tariff levels, for instance?
Well, I think when it comes to making sure that we support the critical manufacturing and uncoupling our economy from China, for example, you would have very broad support for those goals. And fundamentally, this is something, like I say, it doesn't. My view is we need to look at the Constitution. I'm a constitutional conservative, and we need to make sure that those strategic priorities, the strategic deployment of tariffs are in the national interest and also reflect the views of the people that we represent, including those in Congress. And this is a position, John, that I'd be taking regardless of who is occupying the White House. And I think it's something that's important to me, both as a constitutional issue and as a representative for several 100,000 people in Western and Southern Colorado.
Kevin O'Leary, who's pretty well known to a lot of people, says that China has been ripping off Americans for years. Listen.
Speak on behalf of millions of American entrepreneurs who've been ripped off. Their IP's been gone. You can look at thousands of complaints. And the one that makes me crazy is they come to the U.S. to tap our markets, our financial markets, our exchanges, raise billions of dollars, and they're not even GAP compliant. I can't do that. Why can a Chinese company do that? And I'm competing with their dollars.
So obviously there's a lot of frustration, and the president is trying to address that, he says, through his tariff program. But why hasn't it been addressed before now?
Well, that's a great question, and it's a important priority that we need to make sure that we uncouple ourselves from the Chinese economy. And look, this is what I would say, John. My support for the Trade Review Act, the legislation that we're talking about, is restoring the proper balance of power. It's about restoring that proper balance. It doesn't tie the president's hands. It just ensures that when tariffs are imposed, there's transparency and accountability and congressional support to back them up. And that's particularly true when it comes to the Chinese.
I want to put up a graphic of the trading partners, our biggest trading partners, and the imbalances that we see. Total trade with Mexico, almost $840 billion, but we have a deficit with that country of $171 billion. Canada gives us a deficit of $63 billion, China $295 billion, and then deficits with Germany and Japan as well. It does seem like the U.S. is at a disadvantage with all of those huge trading partners. Do you think you'll be able to get enough Republicans to go along with your idea that that there will be some kind of a bill coming out of the House, or maybe the Senate version gets modified in order to sort of regulate the president's powers?
Well, John, what I would say, I haven't been in Congress very long, but one of the things I've learned is politics changes very quickly. And I think we'll have to look and see how this develops in the coming weeks and months. And I would just go back to what I said before. I support President Trump's efforts to uncouple our economy from some of our strategic adversaries like China, like Russia and others. Tariffs can be a helpful tool in that toolbox for negotiations, but they can have major impacts on farmers, small businesses, and families in districts just like mine and across the country. And that's why I think those decisions should be made with Congress having a say and some input.
Colorado Congressman Jeff Hurd. Congressman, thanks for coming on.
Happy to join you, John.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.